Today, we are going over the 5 levels of gauntlets. So yeah, essentially this video is 5 levels of gauntlets. We're just going to be seeing the difference between all the gauntlet levels. At the first one, we got 1300 elos, so we got Rishaku on Petra. Right, let's see the options select of a 1300 player. Cellular recovery wasn't a bad try. They're in orange, so it's not super optimal. Okay, you're going for it again, even though it just didn't work. Nice nair. Going for like some basic combos. It's saying for tournament map only mode. Yeah, I just don't even think this map is in ranked if you don't have tournament maps only. Nice recovery. Not a bad option. Nice. That's a good double recovery. It looked like to me this person knows what they're doing to play like basic gauntlets. But it's more the combos right here are the skill gap. You just need to know the combos on your kit. So like this person's fishing for side light only when side light isn't a true combo starter. I would be going for like N lights, D lights, nairs a bit more than side light, but side light is a free punish. Like here's like a good example of actually when you should side light. At this point, you could have like fast fall to the ground and then side light. The reason why this is like so good is just because they would just waste a dodge. You can side light nair and then GC down light nair and then go for like ground pound or something. So yeah, definitely like take advantage when they don't have a dodge like that when you're on gauntlets. This person being 1300 probably has no idea, which makes sense. I would have nared here, especially like they're in orange. A lot of it is like decision making of like which option is the right option to go for. And in this position, you're not going to kill them with her recovery. So going for like nair here to try and go for these earlier knockouts would have been better off stage. And just trying to fish her recovery. Also here, you just kind of ran into the attack, whatever. Whoopsie. Okay, let's see some of these options select. Side light nair is not a bad choice. But here's the thing, side light nair is not even close to being true. What I would have done is just side light recovery. Look at the health they're at. That's when you should be side light recovery. Like the side light nair did nothing. Okay, there you tried, so it's the right option, kinda. You could have went for like side light, good side sig. Or was that down sig? Down sig. Like here, what is the point in going for side light recovery here? Plus, look at the positioning. A good gauntlet player could easily downlight right here. Just D-light. Then go like D-light, side light. That's free damage. Or D-light there into like something. Or like D-light there or anything really. I think D-light there is later, so maybe not that. Okay, I wouldn't have went for a jump nair. Like what? They didn't have a dodge, so the nair or recovery is just kind of confirmed. I probably would have went for a recovery and then go for a nair because I still don't have a dodge. And since it's early, not a bad option there. Again, just a lot of fishing for side lights when D-lights would probably be better. Again, just fishing for these side lights. It's a lot of side light fishing. Side light is a very easy broken move to hit, to be fair. There, I would have went for like a nair or something, or a recovery. Would have been free. Again, fishing for side lights. Just a lot of like fishing. Doesn't really know the true combos. Just going for what's easy. Yeah, it's not bad, but we can see some improvement. Okay, let's take a look at 1500. Okay, so we're watching the Val. And this is, again, 1500. So now we're in gold. Okay, not an awful start. You're only like a hit or two behind. Nice there. The nair, this is forced. You have to kind of like make a decision. I don't know, my nose is so itchy. You have to make a decision where it's like once you break neutral with the side air, is it like worth it to go for a follow-up here? Well, do they have their dodge? Yes. Do they have jumps? Yes. Okay, so it's not worth it. If they have a dodge, like why go for a follow-up? That's not even close to true. So this is just incredibly risky and you got punished for it. So like that kind of decision making is something that you can see at a higher level. Gold players aren't going to make that decision. Gold is essentially like now you've learned like the basic combos on your kit. And then going from gold to plat is like learning the basics of Brawlhalla. And then plat to diamond is getting better at those basics. So let's now watch. Little things like this is what I mean by basics of Brawlhalla. Okay, so dodge out of the way. Ideally, when they go for an attack, you dodge out of the way and then you punish. Here you were already out of the way. You didn't need to dodge, and then you could have just side aired, and then this nair is just dumb. They're not even in an attack. Just stuff like that, which is just funny. This again is just a complete overextension for hitting one-sider. Wait for them to like dodge. Look, they ground pounded. You could have like punished the ground pound, but you're conditioning yourself by fully charging an N-sig. Like what? Dude, you had advantage state there. You didn't lose that interaction because they're good. You lost because you're bad. Okay, back to gauntlets. Let's see this. Not bad. Oh, could have done more. This Sair to bait out the dodge is really good. Could have easily covered with a Nair here. Or just like gone for something before they landed. This is just too late. Especially when they have no options, it's kind of worth it. If they have no jumps, no dodges, whatever, that was the time to go in. Also, just a note with this. You have to just be careful and know the limits. This recovery is a bad option because what's the point? Like, let's talk about the pros and cons to using a recovery here. Okay, chat. Any pros? Maybe it moves your movement. What options do you have? How many options do you have? You definitely have all your jumps. There's no way you didn't. Okay, so you have all your jumps and the dodge. Okay, so what's the point in this recovery? Yeah, what is the point? There's no point in this recovery. You're locking yourself in frames when you're right next to the wall. Like, touch the wall first and see what your opponent does. I think Sair would have been a better option. Yeah, Sair's fine. You wouldn't have gone punished. This just put you in a really bad spot. Again, you're losing to yourself at this elo right now. Again! Why are you going for a Nair? Avoid the attack. Dude, what is this Nair? Ugh. Ugh. It gets you out of the possible D-sig-ish. The recovery doesn't do anything. The recovery doesn't get you out of the D-sig. It put you in the D-sig. Cat is meowing. Yeah, this is dumb. What elo is this? 1500. Okay. Again, overextensions are what ruin players sometimes. Nice Nair there. Now, wait for them to dodge, and then go for something, right? Look for a reaction. What is this neutral air? You're making a comeback here. You can't afford getting hit. Nice Nair. You messed up Nair there. So still learn your combos. This Sair is incredibly dumb against Katarus. A good player would like D-Light or N-Light. But I guess you won neutral. Sure. This is fine. Tried to get out of the way. You actually held back into it. The dude jumped into it. Dodge. Dodge to the left. You had a dodge. Look, you're holding left and then you hold back right. Oh, no. It's whatever. Just gotta work on avoiding attacks. It's like gold again. Once you get golds, you know the basic combos on your kit. Now, gold to plat, you need to learn the basics of Brawlhalla. And then plat to diamond is improving those basics. Right now, you're messing up the basics. The basic of Brawlhalla is like avoid and punish. That's like the pure basic of this game in most games. And it's just like a lot of running into the same attacks. Look at this. What is this down there? What does down there here accomplish? Maybe tempo. Put yourself in a bad position where you get N-sigged and you lose the game. And then what is this Sair? Dude, I get that you think you're gonna lose mentally, but like you just can't give up like this. You gotta stay focused. Is max 1750 elo bad for 1 year playing keyboard? I changed from controller. Yeah, that's around where I was after a year, I think. I started playing early 2016, and then I was still plat in like... Alright, I got plat pretty quickly, and then I stayed plat until like January 2017, and then I improved. But yeah, this is just a lot of losing to yourself. Okay, now we have 1800. I don't know who to look for that one. We'll watch... Oh wait, what am I saying? I'm so stupid. It's just a Petra. Okay, let's see this. There we go. Good little side air. Grandpa wasn't a bad choice. Good down air. Good accuracy, if that makes sense. Looks like at this like current skill level, just more accurate inputs where it's like it's just better spacing. Spacing is a term when I was like bad, I didn't understand. Really, like the definition of it is just knowing if your attacks are going to land. It's just that decision. So that decision is quite easy as you just play the game and improve over time and consciously think about that decision. Get off orb! Nice ground pound. We haven't really seen anything too bad yet. This is about to be a nice stock. Again, this is 1800, but we can see where they're going to improve. Like here. This, it was a good try, actually. The dare for tempo here is actually really nice. I'm not going to lie. Let me like break this down, okay? So a dare here, a lot of people would think like, oh, this is like risky, whatever, right? Here's the thing. Let's think of sword's range, right? On a Suri, you have end light, maybe a side light to cover this range. You could have up air, you could have a bit of jump side air, maybe dash jump in the air, but that's like a really tough input. I wouldn't even include that. But that's kind of like your range. So maybe they could have dash jump nared, but they also could have landed into the gauntlets if you dash jump nair, so I probably wouldn't. The key thing here is if you're the Asuri, guess what? You can't do anything. This is what pressure is. This is tempo. And at this point, you should just like kind of wait and then see what the Petra does after this down air. Because you literally don't have a move that covers this range. Your Asuri Ensig goes like kind of here. I just wouldn't go for an Ensig here. If you're on a different character like Sir Roland, then you do have an Ensig that covers here. That's why certain characters are better than others. Yeah, essentially here, what's optimal from this Asuri is probably to either jump over and retake the stage control. You could dash dodge and retake stage control, and it's just positioning yourself better. Maybe you could run, jump, and then side air, but by then I think it's like too slow. But like here, goes for a down light to catch the landing. Here's the thing with this downer is it's so high up in the air. What are the odds of them falling all the way? They could easily jump and like avoid it, and that's exactly what happens. So actually it isn't what happens. Never mind, Petra's bad. But here's what you should have done is you should have jumped to avoid the D-light and then punish the D-light. Either way, they're bad. So this is the problem with like lower elo interactions is you're losing to yourself a lot of the time. Like the Petra should have jumped, so the Asuri won neutral because Petra's bad, and then Asuri didn't know that if the D-light picks up like that, you have to like jump kind of differently. I don't know, try to not jump. That was like just a misinput. Maybe could have like D-light nared, but yeah. It's just a lot of losing to yourself. That was really like, this is a big difference as well between like gold and plat when I was talking about learning the basics of Brawlhalla. Avoid, right? Avoids the attack and punishes it really nicely. Could have probably hit that there nair or end light, true, but didn't. That's a risky punish. I would have waited an extra like little second and then ground pounded personally, but you got the punish, so I can't really complain. And that was a clean nair and a nice weapon toss. Yeah, that was solid. Crazy going for that downer so quickly. You're a little bit of a psycho, but it's fine. This unarmed play is psychotic. What the heck? Nice nair. Nice. Okay, let's see this. That side sig is weird. Good try on the nair, but again, just the Asuri conditioning you here with tempo. Going for a dare here. Look at your positioning. Oh, just barely gets away. Really nice from the Asuri. Okay. There's still no gauntlets. Okay, that's kind of it for the gauntlets in this game. Essentially just a lot better spacing, but still making some mistakes. At this point now, to like keep improving, it's like hitting some tighter combos, going for some more optimal options, and then it's like just getting better at like spacing and punishing. Let's take a look at 2100 US East. Okay, so we're watching the Petra. This is there we go. Okay, good side air. Nice side air. This is what I mean by like gold, you learn some basic combos. Plat, you learn what Brawlhalla is. Going diamond, you actually learn how to play more efficiently and you get more confident. Like better option select. Going instead for like a ground pound here, going for a Sarah because you think they're gonna dodge the stage like that is like very smart and safe, especially when you have a lead like that. It's really good option select. On gauntlets, there we go. So a lot of neutral here. Like look at this. I love this from Chile. Look how Chile's pressuring this Mordex, where it's like, oh, you can't punish me. Oh, can the Mordex punish? Not really. Right? Oh, look at this movement. Look at this. Schmovin'. There's a little jump. Goes a bit towards. Holds back. Perfect spacing and dodges away. That's just really good. That was not really good. Oh no. You did all the perfect little stuff. And then you do this. What is this? Are you thinking? What is the point of this? What is this? Yeah, that's bad. That is bad. Just gotta stay focused. Same with the side air. This is also bad. Not against Scythe off stage. The Scythe player, if they weren't spamming, would have nared. And then that's pushing it. I get you have a full stock lead, but let's maintain that stock lead. Okay, and then here as well, I would have nared. They have no dodge. Oh, but you... I still would have nared. Look at this. They just wasted a dodge, right? Dude, this is a free nair ground pound. Their stock's done. And they wasted stuff before that too. Look, only have one jump. One jump, no dodge. You nair ground pound, they're dead. You literally threw the stock, Chili. Oh my god, what is happening? This is Scythe shenanigans. He gets the stock somehow. What is happening? This isn't the gameplay I signed up for. What is this? This is dumb. Oh no. Whatever, I guess. Okay. This is 2100 at its finest, yeah. Oh my god, okay, let's see this stock. If you're not on gauntlets, I'm gonna cry. Get on gauntlets, get on gauntlets, get on gauntlets. There we go. What did I just click to?
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
Okay, if anyone's trying to reach diamond, don't do this, please. Like, just don't. What is this? Like, again. Oh no, that was so bad. That was just so bad. Oh no. That was also so bad. There's more that's he's gotta get out of the way. No, no. It's avoid then punish. No. Nice. What is this elo? Yeah, 1800 above 20 on the... No. In terms of, like, I can just tell from, like, the movement and stuff. The movement and, like, these guys understand what they're doing a bit more, but I don't know if they actually understand what they're doing. I think they're just doing what's better without thinking. This is so bad. This 2100 game. Okay, that's a good combo. Okay, going for style. Dude, Mordex, just take it to him. This is so bad. For a ranked game, this is... Dude, imagine this is like Grand Finals BCX. I would be like crying if Sandstorm and Boomy were playing this way. I would actually be crying of laughter. That was good to break neutral. Okay, I'm done. Let's see some actual good gameplay. Now we got Seabass versus Pierre. Pierre's a really good player, and Seabass is too. Thanks, Seabass, for submitting this. Seabass winning this. Let's go, Seabass. Okay. Let's see some actual Gauntlet gameplay. So, here going for like some dodge reads. There isn't like a wrong answer outside of Gauntlet sidelight. It's all just like a bunch of like guessing. You could just go for reaction. That's a good wake up end light. Thought you didn't have a dodge. Get on gauntlets. There you go. These situations are tough. Like you think they're going to go to the right and then you think it's going to be stacked. Like he made the decision to end light on like this frame, right? Like it's super deceptive at a pro level. Just decision making. Where's the hitboxing on this? Like this isn't a awful decision, but it's not the right one. I still wouldn't decide to end light because he decided right here. You can't really make that decision unless they're like really grounded. But I can see why you made that mistake because I can make the same mistake. It's really tough. But that's kind of like a bit of a skill gap where it's like if pros are making that kind of decision or not. So a lot of also like when they're going back to stage, understanding range of attacks, if that makes sense. So like take a look at this. All right, I like this situation. Goes for a gauntlet recovery, right? When he's deciding to go for this gauntlet recovery, you got to understand Pierre's range, right? So he's going to move and he's going to end up here, right? So Pierre could go for like move a little bit to the left and then maybe side air, but it's kind of hard to stay in the air while doing that while also waiting the frame. So most likely he's going to go to the ground, which we know he does. And when he's on the ground, his options here, I'm just going to reset it. Options are, if he's on the ground, let's say he's here. Options are side light, You could D-Light, and then there's like N-Light, and then maybe like Nair. The D-Light has too much startup to probably punish that and to move there in time. So realistically, there's not many options. Maybe could have repositioned for a down air. But at this situation right here, no option. Goes for a side light, easily just jumping away. Maybe could have downlighted, but not really. It's just really good from Seabass understanding that range and those decision making that he's putting onto Pierre to get back to stage. And then look at this neutral. Look at this. Dash jumps towards, holds back. Actually, it wasn't a dash jump. It was a dash and then kind of a jump. But just really good movement. Little back dash there. Look at this. Just schmooving around Pierre. Schmooving, 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 and then gets the punish. Love it. It's also like a big decision is like if you can punish or not, right? Like in this situation, right? Seabass is Saring, Pierre is side lighting. A lot of other players, like worse players, will try and punish Pierre after this, and then just they can't. So Seabass consciously making that decision. I don't feel comfortable punishing, so I'm not going to, right? Same thing here. Goes for an end light, Seabass dodges. Feels comfortable punishing because stacked and goes for a neutral air, right? But even before this, right? Look, Seabass running away. Doesn't have an option to punish, and you just gotta understand that. Like, understand, okay, what's Gauntlet's options? Well, you have downlight, okay. Maybe a side seg here, okay. End light, and then maybe like a side light. You can't punish Pierre very quickly, and if you even try, it's probably not gonna work, because Pierre could probably spot dodge or whatever. It's just not safe, right? But yeah, it's just a lot of like decision making, which like Seabass is making really well, and then picks and chooses when to punish, which you just see pros do a lot. Same thing here. Really tried to make that decision. That's a tough decision. Look at this pressure. Like, look at this. Dash jump, jump. Fast fall, jumps again to avoid it. Still can't make that decision. Jumps away to avoid this. Maybe could have went for a side air, so does go for a side air. Barely misses because Pierre knows how to get away. So Pierre goes for a side air. Maybe if you're Seabass, go for a nair here. Goes for a down air instead. Whiffs. And then N-Sig to break it, finally. It's just a lot of, like, pros in their decision-making around each other is, like, the important aspect. So that was really good from Seabass. Avoids it. Takes him off stage. Nice GC side sig. Again, just decision-making. Really good from Seabass. And this is, like, perfect range for it to hit. And also that decision-making I was just talking about, where it's, like, if you can or can't punish, same thing applies to Pierre, right? Seabass goes for a recovery, knowing Pierre's unarmed, probably can't punish this. Pierre probably could have jumped naired, but just wasn't comfortable doing it. And that's like a big thing with pros. Like, if they're unarmed, they're most likely not comfortable punishing, unless you're like Sandstorm. And like Seabass knows that, so he can go for these more confident options to break neutral. So that recovery was good. Dodges out of the way, nice recovery yourself. Also, look how much has happened in this game already, and like look at the stocks. Pros are a lot more conscious of everything. Their decision making is like way better. It slows the game down, but it's more optimal. It's like a real fight. This was really good from Pierre. This is Pierre using tempo to think Seabass can punish, but can't. Goes for an N-Sig. Instant jump, dodge, punish. Really clean from him. And Pierre does this all the time to me. I hate him for it. Not him, just the gameplay. I hate him because of his gameplay, but I don't actually hate him as a person. But yeah, it's just really good. Those instant jump dodge and then you turn it into a GC, I think is like super broken, but it's also like really good on like characters Pierre plays. Nice sider. Again, like just really good spacing, making Pierre think he can punish. Look at this. Pierre thinks he can punish. Seabass jumps out of the way. Clean punish. Really good. That is not so good. This is a dumb extension. This is just very, very dumb. Free punish. Pros make dumb mistakes. That's a dumb mistake, right? Nice. That was really good. This GCN light is like super sketchy against Scythe, but Pierre didn't make his decision fast enough, so conditioned Pierre to want to go for a punish too late and then gets screwed for it. Love it. And then same thing here. That neutral is like decision making. Seabass goes for a side light. Pierre tries to punish. Doesn't. Nair, Seabass dodges it out of the way, goes for a sider, too slow. Pierre then goes for a GCD light to break the neutral and then gets a recovery. It's just a lot of those decision making that leads to the outcome in neutral. Like that was like 3 or 4 hits both sides, when like other like ranks, that's not going to happen. It's going to be like one mistake and it's like a clear punish. Sometimes it happens, but on pros it's a lot like tighter and more deceptive, because the difference between pros and non-pros is, again, just that decision making and option select. It's decision making in neutral, and then it's efficiency of like when you do win neutral, how much damage are you getting per combo, and like are you making the most efficient decision when you're done neutral. So this is really dumb from Seabass. When you have a full stock lead, you shouldn't play with it, especially when it's not, if you die here, it's like bad. I would have extended this stock as much as possible if I'm Seabass and play a lot safer, especially if you're doing whatever it takes to win. So like going for a stair here isn't that bad. The recovery isn't that bad, but now you don't have any options. Especially, did Seabass dodge to get there? There's the chase dodge, Sair, and then yeah, just doesn't have a dodge because of the chase dodge, then gets the dodge back. I also wouldn't have dodged diagonally to the stage here. I would have dodged straight up because you're going to have options. This dodge diagonally is like, Pierre wants that for his diagonal. If he dodged straight up, Seabass would have been in a huge advantage state. Then this jump was really dumb, and then he did the recovery because he saw it as the last jump and was conditioned. Just wasn't keeping track of jumps properly and threw the stock. Pros make mistakes. Nice little punish. This end sig again. Seabass, this is a bit of a bad habit. This is now twice in this game where you're going for a dumb overextension, where Pierre just breaks neutral for it and gets a lot of damage. This game's actually close now. This is just you forcing neutral. This isn't safe. This isn't smart. You know that. Again, it's just decision making. Like Seabass, that was just a bad decision. And you're watching. I know you're watching. This is what I mean by pros make mistakes as well, guys. This is just Pierre not thinking. See that red spark? He jumped and then GC'd, so that was his last option. And then just... Site.exe? Yes, that was 14 minutes ago, so sorry I didn't see it. But yeah, site.exe. Yeah, Seabass, good stuff on the win. That's unfortunate from Pierre, but you played better majority of that. There were just like a lot of like poor decision making, which would go from you being you to like actually being like top 8 in a turn. You're still an incredible player. It's just like that decision making will hold you back. But guys, that's 5 levels of Gauntlets. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, comment. And I'm live on Twitch, so check out twitch.tv/Cosolix if you want to be in future videos. Check the link in the description. Guys, thanks for watching. Peace.